Hello and welcome to Soda Review Channel, where today we'll be drinking this Starry. So Starry, 2023 drink replaced the outgoing Sierra Mist, which had been rebranded at least two or three times and reformulated quite a few more than that. Um, and at first, I was told by people who were wrong that it was mostly just the same thing, and that they had done a rebrand, and that's not true at all. This is a totally different formula. It tastes different, and I learned that when I had one for the first time. I got it from a gas station, and it was expired. It's still good though. Um, yeah, it's sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. Sierra Mist went through a variety of sweeteners, including both cane sugar and the dreaded stevia. Um, and yeah, besides that, it's got a pretty normal ingredient list. Water, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, natural flavor, potassium benzoate, potassium citrate, and calcium disodium. It's an unremarkable ingredient list. Of course, the natural flavors are doing a lot of work there, um, as they are in many things. It does direct you to starrylemonlime.com because they don't own starry.com. I don't remember what it is, but it's not owned by Pepsi. Or at least it wasn't when I looked a while back. It probably still isn't. We've got this, this really nice, kind of distinctive can art where we've got this block of green and this block of yellow, and then the lemon slash lime slash fruit on the front, which has the opposite colors. And yeah, allegedly this is non-caffeinated, by the way. Allegedly, this reformulation and rebranding was done to make Starry more like Sprite than Sierra Mist was, because Sprite is the market leader in the segment, which I always thought was strange, because 7 Up has always been better. All right, it's very clear. That makes sense. It does not have any dyes in it. Very fizzy at first. The foam on top has dissipated almost immediately. There are still a lot of small and medium sized bubbles rising through it, though, and it's bubbling up pretty high there. Let's see how it smells. It smells similar to Sprite, perhaps just a bit more like a citrus cleaner. That's not necessarily bad, it's just a smell. But overall, I would say that it is quite similar to Sprite. And allegedly, that's what they were going for. So, good job, I guess. Occasionally, we're getting a really big bubble. Now, it's no 7 Up, but I do think that this is better than Sprite. And I would say that that's because my main complaint about Sprite is that it's a little bland and weak. And this is a little bit stronger. has just a little bit more edge on it. It does contain 0% juice, so that's not where they're getting it from, although that's kind of expected because it's very clear, and if it had juice in it, we would expect it to have some color. Um, yeah, if you like Sprite but want it to be stronger, then you should go drink a 7 Up. But this would work too. Yeah, I mean it's good, but there's not a ton to say. It's lemon lime soda. There are many, but this one is Starry. It does have that lemon limey flavor. I think maybe it's a little bit more lemon than lime on the front, and then it sort of has that little bit of edge, especially on the back, and that's maybe a little bit more limey. Is that right? Let me try that again. Maybe. Possibly something like that. The front is definitely smoother and the back is definitely sharper. It feels very bubbly as it starts to go down your throat, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, then that's still what I said. Um, yeah, I think it's good. It's not exceptional, but it's good. Given how often they reformulated Sierra Mist, I don't know why they couldn't just do that again. I don't know why they needed new branding. Although I have heard some speculation that it's because some people thought Sierra Mist was generic Mountain Dew, which, if you have no idea what it is and you only know what it's called, I can kind of see. But I also feel like if you put enough lemons and limes on your packaging, it's kind of obvious that that's not the case for anyone who is paying attention. But that last bit is kind of important because, as has been mentioned on this channel many times, the vast majority of people are paying far less attention to soda than we are. And that's why we're Soda Review Channel and they're people who drink soda sometimes. And that's not a fault necessarily. There are a lot of things that I don't pay that much attention to, but this is a thing that I do pay a lot of attention to. And so Sierra Mist being a lemon lime drink is very obvious to me, and to a lot of you, it's also probably very obvious because you had one. As this video ages, the percentage of people that's true for will go down, and it will make me feel old. Um, but sometimes you got to make the branding really obvious, and when you do, you get this super bold, green and yellow blocked can. And so, if all those things that I have read across the internet are in fact true, that would make a lot of sense. But also, 7 Up is better. Um, yep. So it's been a while since I have had a Sierra Mist, both because they stopped making it about 3 years ago, and because it had been a while before then since I had had one. And this is not that, but this is also not Sprite. This is a distinctly different drink from Sprite. Um, if you think Sprite is an okay or a good drink and you haven't had this, it's probably worth picking one up at some point just to see if you prefer it because it's a little bit different. Personally, I do think that this is a little bit better than Sprite. And so I'm going to give Starry a good.